Dolby will be there. We'll be there.
You going to be there, Andre?
I will be there indeed. Absolutely. Woody's Old Town. Very cool part of town. Right down the street from Second City, Chicago. Yeah, right there.
Well, it's stomping grounds.
There's some surprises too.
And Zany's right down the block.
Oh, yeah.
Some more stomping
Lido.
grounds.
Oh, no, Lido. Oh, no. 21,861. It's grinding higher. Give me zombie rallying. Give me zombie rallying. I'm not sure. What do we have on the calendar? Nothing.
It's pretty quiet, man. And you don't
Let it
sell a
cook,
quiet
Hoop.
market, right?
Hoop, let it cook for a little bit.
Yeah, I definitely don't want to short this right now.
George, you better be there.
No.
It's tempting. It's tempting, Andre. Tempting to short up here.
It is tempting. And so she got this long tilt, 76% long on the ES tilt right now. Average price 60.09, 60.09. Hogue, how are we managing? Anything going on behind the scenes with you and JD on managing this crew trade? Last trade, $64.85. After party Burton's place. Oh, gosh. Maybe.
Now we've got our target in. We've got our stop in. We're just going to let it play out. No
Old
Lenny.
Town Ale House.
Are there any discussions between you and JD back there? Take us behind the scenes.
He's in a meeting right now, so no, I haven't been able to reach out to him.
Let me look this up. What is JD doing?
I'm long natural gas.
Long net gas. Okay, we got a Russell trade and a net gas. I know what he's doing. Well, what price, Jay?
3.6. 3.602. On the daily, we came down to the 200 moving average. That's pretty much the low of the session so far. So just looking for this to trade back up into the range. Just long one.
Okay. What's the tick value in net gas?
$10. So I'm risking about 300 on this trade. There are micros as well, MNG, which is a lot less.
60/14. Heard so it's maybe tempted to take a short up here. 1,855. Dakota, okay, if you would take the short, what would your out be? What would your downside be or target be and something like that?
76, 77, just above Friday's highs. But I need to see either more consolidation, some type of 3-bar reversal on the 5-minute chart. Because if we do break through, I mean, we could easily start to see 920s, 930s, and 22,000 is not too far away, to be honest. And it's a quiet market. We all the time. I talk about this, Jack. You talk about it. I hear you say it sometimes as well. There's natural bid to these equities, and markets go up and to the right. So, yeah, if this thing keeps going, it could gain momentum, and we could have a nice green day today, regardless of what's going on.
Yeah, we're 150 points away from the all-time highs in the spot S&P 500 right now, and all the sentiment I see online everywhere is everybody is just like, when are we hitting that? Then we can have the next move. So that's why I'm kind of in highly prefer to buy mode.
Still got that long tilt. Yes, paired off a little bit. Dakota, what would get you into the short, Dakota? What are you looking for? 3-bar reversal. What would the setup look like to get you in?
Yeah, 3-bar reversal on the 5-minute here, or maybe we consolidate. Maybe we run up to these 870s in reverse. Maybe we just keep going. I want this market to tell me what it wants to do. A little bit of PTSD from shorting this market, though.
I hear you.
So, kind of being patient, waiting for confirmation to ever get into a short.
Take a look. It's grinding higher. 21,865. 865.
Part of me, it's more longer term trade. Like, I just want to be like long one all the time, at least, and then trade around it at least until we get down,
Yeah.
below 59.76. Like maybe just have that as the puke.
Okay. Yeah, I feel
Yeah,
that.
where do we get long though in this market now? Since we broke
Well.
through, I think the long was the break of the overnight highs up to these 850s, 860s, and now it's just patience waiting.
I am a perma bull. In fact, like in my personal accounts, the only reason I do anything short or sell options is to be able to put more leverage long into things I like. They're more of a hedge than a play.
I will say the longs did look better in the Nasdaq than they did in the S&P. The S&Ps just can't get out of that range above those 15s. May kind of just be holding us back here. If I was to take a long in the Nasdaq right here, it'd be off of 845. But the stop would have to be pretty wide, at almost 30 points on that.
Coming into bottom of the hour. Bottom of the hour. So moving fast already. Yeah, well, you got the pin to the top of the chat. Got the RSVP, the trader meetup again, June 18th, 7 to 9 p.m. Central. Hopefully, everyone can make it. Peek at the RSVP list. Some surprises, cool people coming. It'll be very, very fun. Top Step Lifestyle. Dakota will be there. Jay, Aaron, Jack.
Looking forward to seeing everybody there.
Yeah.
It's always a good time when Hoag's around.
It is.
I've never had a bad time with you, Hoag.
Love him. Hoag
Likewise.
Me neither.
Fan favorite. All right, he's in the chat. Cool. He's good to go. All right, let's get Eddie in here. Eddie, if you want to do this real quick, Eddie, come on in. We'll get that, and then we'll get MP set up. I see him in the green room. Come on in. Got the feedback. We're always looking for feedback around here. What are we doing well?
Yes.
What are we not doing so well? So, Eddie, come on in. Let's get that some.
Let us know about this.
Yeah,
We got Trustpilot. Yes, we
Order
do.
filled.
We got the Trustpilot. And by all means, folks, if you like what we're doing here at Top Step TV, please let us know. Okay, head over to Trustpilot. We got the link. We're going to be putting the link here in the chat, and leave us a review. Let us know what you like. Okay, or let us know if you got any ideas. We'd appreciate your feedback so we can keep serving up the great education and best in trade entertainment. Trustpilot link is in the chat. There it is. Thank you, Andre.
Thank you, Eddie. Yes.
Order filled.
We'll think is in the chat. We'll also get pinned to the top of the chat. Got the RSVP. Take a look below. Look like a little push higher there in the ES. ES, want to give it a go? There you go. Crude
top
pushing
of the
higher.
range.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Ooh,
You've had a
little
lot
bit
of bounces off that.
Hello. Oh, who's there?
I get it.
That's Andre.
Monday. What do you got?
Hoagland.
Yeah.
Hoagland, check us out.
Look
You
at
got
that.
it.
Two fun and happy guys right there. Thank you
Oh,
for sending me
man.
that, Johnny Hoagland. You're the man.
Oh,
I wanted to give you
Nice.
props right out of the gate.
What's
Nice,
up,
thanks.
Mr. Michael? Yeah, very
What's
cool, man.
up?
Very, very cool. Many
How
years
are you
ago.
guys?
Good. It's Monday.
MP.
Markets are. Yep. Did MP tape bomb? Yeah, I know. Michael brought the volatility with him. Saw a little bit of a tape bomb there. Tapped on some new highs in the Nasdaq. 21,877. Michael.
Tilt's getting
Slower
tilty.
Monday. Tilt is getting tilted. We saw 78, 79, 78% long in the Nasdaq. 78% long in the Nasdaq. But they kept pushing higher. Sir MP in the house. Yes, he is. Again.
Sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
United. Well, first
How
of
are
all,
you guys?
Michael, we're chatting. You sent me a picture, a link to a puppy. Is that yours?
Oh, can you share that?
Did we get a
There's
new
a lot.
dog?
Top
Did we
Step
get a
team
new
was
dog?
working pretty hard over the weekend on a bunch of stuff that just I'll talk about here shortly.
Yeah.
Annoying
Oh, new
because
highs.
we're completely secure. There's some wacko out there, but I bought a dog this weekend. Yeah,
Really?
did.
Nice.
that's what I was doing. We did not get hacked. We were completely secure. We did not get hacked. Every message
I put it in there.
much-
Yeah. All right.
to the
we'll see if we
contrary
get
of that is false. So there he is.
There it is. I'll put it there.
Hey, grab screenshots from him. I need help naming him.
Oh,
That's what I need your help for.
Was that a planned purchase, MP, or did you just wait? You wake up on the weekend and say, you know what?
We talked
feels
about
like a
it.
good day to buy a dog.
We talked about when we were
Life
traveling.
needs
We're
more
going to get
chaos.
animals.
Okay.
We're going to
Yeah,
get animals.
Bernard.
I put it
Come
up
back.
there.
Yeah.
Put it up there. We'll get
Get the first picture.
Yeah, and
They're working
Peter
on it back
Jackson,
there.
Top
We
Hunter.
just made some new highs up there. New
No
highs.
way.
21,890 just
The
printed.
name him Bernie.
Oh, I got it. I got a name for him. Hoagie.
I know. Okay. Yeah.
You want him to name his dog
I
after
can
you,
tell ya.
Hope. You want him to name your dog after
Send
you.
him a picture. Name
Wow.
your dog after you. My goodness.
Yeah, I know. 6019. They're working on the back there. We got Louis Vuitton bomb. Just tapped on some new highs there.
Do this first one.
Name him Ludwig.
If it's slow.
Helper.
Which one do you want to do first, Michael? You want to talk
Do the
about it, or
first,
what do you?
first image I have there because he's like doesn't give an F. This is the kind of
No.
dog it is.
Let's see if we can get that in there.
Beethoven.
All right, Michael. You want to talk about the weekend? Let's talk about the weekend. We work on the bring in the new puppy here. Let's get right to it. See some questions, concerns.
Here we go.
In the chat, and over social media over the weekends. Let's get right into it, Michael. Let's talk about it. What happened or didn't happen, I should say.
Nothing happened. We didn't get hacked. I don't know why. Like, we did not get hacked. Did not get hacked. We're secure. We've always been secure. We don't store any credit cards. We do the PCI tokenization, whatever the credit card company has you do. Like all this stuff, like, I don't know, man. Don't believe Twitter. Twitter's starting to get in the world of trash. You just saw the most powerful man and the richest man
Now?
fight it out, and then now their tweets are delete like it never happened, even though the spat was. It was just, I don't know. And then somebody's like, "Hey, we got all your emails. We got all this." They're not. You can get emails off LinkedIn and stuff like. So we're not paying ransoms and things like that. It's kind of, I don't know if there's some weirdo out there that's doing this or what, but today our site login was down because somebody's hitting our site like a bazillion times, and if it hits a bazillion times, it's like does something with the AW or whatever servers we have. I don't know all this stuff. That's why I bought a dog this weekend, because I don't know all this stuff. And I had the tech guys. We have a great cyber. We have a great tech team, and we get a great security team. Well, they were working. I was just making sure that, like, whatever this psychopath is saying is we got to take it as credible. And then we do our research, and the next thing is just like a huge waste of time. So out of abundance of caution, we had
The reset.
a reset everybody's account. So.
Yeah.
And this is the first time you had to reset your password email from a company in there. So that's the annoying part about all this. So I don't know how to apologize for this. I'm really about to apologize because it's just annoying. So I'm sorry you guys are going through this with us. So hopefully
There you go.
gives you a little bit.
Yeah.
Gives
thanks,
you
Michael.
a little bit of something.
That's it. Yeah, Twitter can be a wild place. All right, now let's see the new pup, Michael. Let's see this cutie. Look at this thing.
Doesn't
Look at that.
give
Look at that.
you
Look at that thing.
F. Yeah, I know. And then here's the next one. Share the next one, and then this is the one when we're like, oh, like he doesn't. Look at how
Order filled.
non-carry has it in his eyes. The next one is like, yeah, he likes to also have a good time. So the kids loved him.
And we no name yet.
Oh well, he's his given name through the breeders, Keyshawn. So I don't know.
Keyshawn Johnson. Just throw me the
Don't
damn
name
ball.
it Cujo. No, don't name it Cujo.
Damn ball.
Order filled.
What breed
see.
is it?
Oh, we're getting a
Saint
big
Bernard,
boy,
right?
Saint Bernard.
St. Bernard.
Yeah, that looks like one of the. Yeah, that's a. Oof.
He'll get
Will this
big.
dog- will this
Yeah.
dog become the
You
new
like
mascot?
dogs, though.
The new mascot of Top Step. And
We used to have a
can
mascot.
ride
Just
that
so everybody knows that we're talking about a dog because Top Step used to have, it was my dog when I started the company, Cassius, and everybody. He used to be walking around the office. he'd be literally like you'd be at your desk and you'd walk through underneath your legs and you'd feel like some masked body underneath your legs walking through. And you're like, oh my God. And then it'd be him just walking through people's that cubicle. He doesn't open up floor plan.
Is not good enough.
So-
What was Cassius again? It was a Mastiff, right?
What was about Cassius?
Cassius
He was a bull mastiff.
Mastiff.
Yeah. Bull
Bull
mastiff. Yeah.
Mastiff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before that, I had a Rottweiler.
Mhm.
Yeah. I've always liked big dogs.
Well, here,
So
here
So I'm
you go,
gonna
Michael. Little history.
we'll be
on your
asking you
dog.
guys. What's that, Eddie?
Couldn't even.
Got a little history on St. Bernards, Western Alps in Italy and Switzerland. Originally from Switzerland, and it was a rescue. They breeded these dogs for rescue work, the Italian-Swiss border. So there you go.
Oh, there you go.
What's the dogs? They put like a little mini keg around their neck. Is that the dog?
Yeah, a little
They do
bit
that.
of
right?
Randy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Walk around with booze around its neck for
Hey,
anybody who wanted some.
it's 5 o'clock somewhere, Michael. That 500 lot per.
So I got to figure out a name that's going to go with that because I mean, he did walk around. They're giant teddy. They're gentle giants is what they're called. They did all that rescue stuff. I mean, there's like if you got a man's best friend, that's the one. I got my best friend's a huge like person that's carrying around Maker's Mark.
Yep.
in their belt.
Dog.
You
It
know,
is as heavy as 180 pounds.
punch the shit out of you. So he's got my back.
Wow.
So I-
Guard
we're
dog.
a pretty good friend.
Mhm.
Man, these markets
Uh,
are kind of quiet.
They are kind of quiet, Michael. Twitter, yes, social media. It's gotten out of control. Is it doing more? Is it doing more harm than good these days?
God,
I wish they could
it's
shut it down for the weekend, just like the markets.
Yeah, it's just
oh, that'd be great. Yeah.
the Twitter beef. The Twitter beef.
All I know is
that's
I'm not engaging on it anymore just because it's like it's even if you have a topic, there's zero conversation that happens on there. It's just bark, bark, bark. And my God, there's a lot of toxicity in especially our industry. You know, I look at our industry is one that's in my feed. I'm sure the crypto industry, you know, a lot of those guys, I remember when the FTX guy went down, they were all like, that guy's shit. I mean, there are always spats there about this and that, about
stuff.
legitimacy of it or not, and all that kind of stuff. It's just, but you know, spaces that are innovating, I get it. There's going to be different perspectives. So
I've
It reminds
tried.
me of last weekend where there was like thousands
Wild.
of posts from crypto accounts saying that Jerome Powell was going to resign.
Yeah,
He didn't.
it's- No, he didn't. He already said he's not going
Yeah.
to.
there's so much false information on there. It's just like
Everyone has a megaphone.
but I get it. Clickbait. Somebody goes,
I
"Oh my
tried-
God," and then they retweet it or whatever.
There's lies on the internet.
No, I know. Believe it.
My
Believe
approach to
it.
social media now, I saw an article that said 60% of internet traffic is a bot. So anything that sounds stupid, I just assume that it's a bot.
Mm.
Makes life a
Uh-huh.
lot easier.
The block.
Do you think
button-
that us as a society, us as a society, we used to get our paper like, well, we used to hear from a friend about something, blah, 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 like 1800, before paper was even around. And then paper comes out, printing press, and you're like, okay, go on the street corner for a nickel and see what's happening. And then you got, radio that showed up after that. Then you got TV that showed after that. Then you had news on TV. Then you had 24-hour news on TV. Then internet started. Now you got
Oh, boy.
then you got smartphones at hand. It's just like now we're just getting, and it's just like now we're everybody, everybody and their sister. I always say that line because it means everybody in my country world that I grew up in is doing this, and it's just like it's just a bunch of talking heads.
Everyone has a voice now. It's a matter
Everybody
of
has a voice.
Well, it's kind of funny coming from us here on Top Step TV is we're sitting here some talking heads, but yes, you can try.
I don't know.
But Twitter is
World.
so Twitter's a little bit of selling here in the ES. Got that 500 lot coming back, nothing really popping. Saw the 78%, 77% long on the Nasdaq. Tilt coming into got top of the hour in about 18 minutes. Nothing really on the dock. We got top quiz later today. Got another VIP check in as well. Dakota, you are looking for that 3-bar reversal. What am I seeing? right now?
not so much anymore. This market is kind of just quiet. I think we just drift higher. Maybe we have a big sell off, but any sell off we're seeing, this market's continuing to be bought up. Once again, relearning what it's like to should be a a perma bull, right? I know we joked last year, MP, about you being a perma bear, and market just kept hitting all-time highs, all-time highs. It's the same thing. I'm relearning a difficult way. Markets go up, equities go up. There's a natural bid to the equities, and even though it goes down like an elevator, and it can be very profitable when you're in a good short position, man, this market is very resilient, very, very resilient.
It feels
it
better. I think you have to be careful because I think it does feel better to make money short because
does.
Feels
I
better.
think
It does. It
it
goes
feels
faster.
better to win when you're a contrarian because markets always go up. It's like why they made The Big Short a movie and not like someone making a ton of money long the market or something, right? It's fun to have the opinion that no one knows about.
Yeah, and the markets they fly to the downside, right? What is it? Elevator down, stairs up, escalator up. So yes.
Wasn't it funny? Yeah.
What are you laughing about?
Just what do you think about all the movies made about trading? It's usually about everybody bombing it.
It crashes.
Like Rogue Trader bombed it. Like took
Yeah.
what was the Royal? No, what was the bank?
Barings.
Which one?
Bank. Barons took
Barings.
Barons down for a buck.
Baring.
Wiped them out. One trader.
Big Short, yeah.
Wall Street. The guy's just a piece of crap. That
Margin
just
call.
like
Hated
buried
that.
traders to make money. Margin call.
You hated that movie, Wolf of Wall Street.
It was trash.
I liked it. I thought it was
The
a good movie.
concept. Here's why. Because the
That was a good
Twitter
movie.
crowd, which I'm calling it, is the Twitter type of crowd. I was like, oh my God, that's awesome. Same ones that click on Lambos or think somebody's sitting on a Lambo is like somebody's successful, even though it should be known by now that that's not. But whatever. So they're
That was a good-
glorifying it. I didn't think I thought it was trash because they were glorifying this behavior. And then Belfour guy comes out. I think he's still trash. Pay back all your money and then come back on. Pay back everybody you screwed over and then try to get a voice back on.
I
You
feel
can jump right in and get a voice after screwing a bunch of people up.
Then get a movie and Leonardo DiCaprio's playing you.
I mean, he did a good job. Fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got, all right, crude's come all the way back.
Dow
Crude's
looks
back to $64.92. What's up, Jay?
No, I was saying if Dakota wants to short something, the Dow looks terrible.
Yeah,
That's a
I
bad-
mean, we just got a 3-bar reversal in the Nasdaq
Yep.
from 64. I missed it. That's okay. If we get a little bounce pop, I don't mind getting into a short. But yeah, there it goes.
We
There
were
it goes.
tilty up there.
Here we
We
go.
were
See if we take
tilty
this
up
trade.
there.
So we were. Michael, sweets and I love it.
Right when I came on. Yeah, that was
Right.
Yeah, there she goes. Nice 20 points from that 3-bar reversal. MP Andre, I've been on Twitter for 6 months and I've
BRB.
been starting to give up. I've tried my best to have good constructive conversation, but
you're still engaging. You're still engaging. I gave up. Right, I hit a wall right before I went on a trip about a month ago with the family, and then I'm like, why am I talking to somebody who's like, you're doing this? I'm like, well, no, we're not. I'm not even going to engage. Like that was trying me being like person with the people. You know, like, hey, I'm CEO of this company, but I'm also going to answer every freaking question you have. That's dumb. It's dumb. So, I'm not.
I've learned to use the block button. I'm like, yeah, if all you're gonna sit here is
I
talk
haven't blocked
trash,
anyone.
bring false
blocking people?
information. Block.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I started doing it. It's caused some
Okay,
drama.
maybe I
And
should
I'm like,
start doing it.
it's okay. I'm going to condition my feed so that I don't have to deal and see half the BS that's on there. And it's part of that, like that false information. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
someone's spreading rumors about something that's not even verified or this or that. And it's sad to see when they have a lot of influence in this
Order
industry. I'm
filled.
like, man, this person has all these followers that everyone's listening to, and they're spreading bad information. And then I've just learned to block a lot of that stuff. And it's been a lot more positive lately than it has been negative
I take
because
you
I've
up
been
on that.
blocking out that crap.
Might take you up on that because I felt as though blocking people because they're like how they always people then post so and so blocked me and I'm like I'm not even give you the satisfaction. It's just I don't even know why we're talking about Twitter because I think it's trash. I call it Twitter still. You're not gonna change it to X on me. I'm gonna call it Twitter. You guys know what I'm talking about.
Old.
Steezy says Dakota wouldn't last in the locker room. No, locker room they won't say that stuff to your face.
I'm short two
that's
micro
sort of
Nasdaq.
ethos. Hey,
Yeah, that's kind of the whole
Jason.
point. Yeah, exactly, Jack. See that in the locker? Yeah, let's go, boy. Let's go. You want to go here or you want to go outside? Which one?
Mm-hmm. Man. Anyway, I have a question for you, MP, while you're on here.
Yeah, what's up?
Brand new trader entering this market, entering the futures prop space with all the craziness that's going on, all the advertising, all the new prop firms, and the drama that's you guys could see. As a new trader, as not even a trader, right? Someone new entering this industry, whether from the college, I get this question a lot. How do I know where to go? How do I know that my personal information's safe? And then how do I trust where I'm at? Because I'm starting to see tons and continue, and we're going to continue to see a lot more new pop-up shops, new, you know, I tease affiliates all the time because
Yeah,
there's good affiliates and bad affiliates, and they just
the new
new
ones
company,
popping up there too.
new ones popping up, and then everyone goes over the shills them, and then you're giving your personal information to all these pop up shops that zero regulation, zero security. Who knows, right? It's a gamble, and then trying to navigate through all of what we're seeing to be able to just focus on trading.
Well, for one, everybody should be giving your information. I mean, I can I can pop up a website and sell dog treats, and you're giving your information to them. So same thing. Like you should. We've been on the internet since 1994 when Katie Couric goes, "What's the internet?" So we've had it around. So everybody should kind of have an understanding that wherever they go, it's on them, but it's also pretty safe in my opinion. So on the security side, that's what I think. I don't know. I'm not, but in general, where to go? I mean, like, I don't know. Of people when they're very new, I think I've always heard that you go to this arcade phase of trading where it's just you don't get in the discipline isn't on there. Stops aren't on there on your mindset when you do things. You don't have a trading plan. You just go play. You just go play. You go trade, and then you just play the game like an arcade. And then eventually, you play the arcade long enough, you start to be like understand there's a strategy that you need to do to pass each level. Video games, the trading. I don't know. In the beginning, some people are lured to that video game type of thing. So some people out there sell, as quickly as you can, compound it, we can do it for you. I think that's kind of attracts people. I think people get attracted to like whatever the easiest, quickest, fastest way to get funded and get to a payout and get rich as quickly as possible. That's what you're naturally. I mean, I started and I was like, I want to get rich.
Got into trading.
That's why we all got into trading. Yes, exactly. That's why the industry has always had a bad name because there's been snake oil salesmen. I'll help you. I see your dream. I'm listening to you. I hear you. Here's what you need to do. That right there. And it's $2,999, but for you, it's only $899. Only for 30 more minutes. Like shit like that. Like you get people on that. And it happens. I don't know. It happens. So clearly it works because the new folks that come in the space get kind of bamboozled, so to speak. And you hear a lot of people, and I do see a lot of people, like I had to go through a lot of trash to get to Top Step. We see it on the feedbacks all the time.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And there's other good ones. Don't get me wrong. Top Step's just one. I've probably 3 or 4 other good ones. I like Earn to Trade. I like Trade Day. Those guys are great. They've been around for a long time. So I also, have they been around? Do they have an office address here that you could call? There's a lot of foreign companies that have some P.O. box in Delaware because Delaware is a great state to get to hide your identity if you own a company. Built for that. And then there's a lot of people that have never traded before in their life and just pop it up and be like, I got a easier, quicker, cheaper, faster one for you. So then they're like, that's kind of the sales types. I don't know. So you should go to, like, that's why we started Top Step TV. And like, we have so many talented people inside of Top Step that work with traders, talk to traders. John Hogan, I remember him saying, I just want to help traders. I'm like, we got to get you out of, you remember John, when you were doing like bullshit, like, check inputting, because we all wore different hats. Yeah. And then he's like, I'm like, Eddie, I'm like, Eddie, we got to talk. We got to be on there and be a voice. If Squawk Radio started, and then so it emerged into Top Step TV, and like, here, if we can get that as the top of our you want to call it a funnel, call it a funnel. When you first hear
Order
about Top
filled.
Step, you hear about it through Top Step TV. We don't have affiliates anymore. We're scaled that all the way back because we don't want people talking about our product, our program, our product, and what we do that aren't aligned with what we do. So that's just like, sorry. And the way the industry's going in general, I think, with either regulations or some of these firms needing to become brokerage, introducing brokers or CTAs or APs, or, well, I guess you become an AP if you're with an IB. Just passing your 3 and showing the industry that you're on track. I don't know. So you kind of got to do your research. I've no way to really say go right to here because it's an easy path for you to know who's going to take care of you the best, Dakota. But
Yeah, I mean, I wish there was that trust, because I know when I open a personal brokerage account, you're like, okay, they're regulated. I know they already have these security measures, these checks and balances, all this. And then from the business aspect, I mean, it's kind of what you want, right? Everyone who's representing you as a business, you want to make sure they're aligned with what the company values are, right?
you have
The
to.
slogan, the values, the vision, that same aspect, because that's basically what connects the client to the ultimate experience. And so that's why I'm here. I know Jay. That's also why you're. Jake was here before me. Jay and I have
here to sell
become
myself.
really great friends.
Coach Jay. Yeah.
Not here to sell myself. Here to help other people, and if that helps me in the process, then yeah. But not to sell a product. Definitely not. This product sells itself.
So eventually, I think every prop firm should have a registered arm a part of them. I think there's something there that shows legitimacy. Once you kind of do that or go through like a registration process with the regulators, they open up the books on everything. Hey, here, and then you got to explain everything. So if you saw more of that, I'm not even bringing up the scary word that I used on Twitter of self-regulated organizations, which, sorry, I said the wrong word. It does sound like I'm some government organization, but maybe just code of conduct that every firm should have. You go to Earn to Trade, they have a pledge that they'll get back to you within a certain amount of time. They go, and I'm like, okay, well, and I know the CEO there, and I know the CEOs of other great ones. FTMO is a great one too, and Trade Day, like I mentioned, and they're just prudent about how like they're going to work with their traders. So, and then they deliver. So we're looking into something like that.
The trigger words
as far
on
as like
Twitter.
having
I
some
use
code of
Carfax,
conduct.
man.
Carfax.
I use the word Carfax.
There you go. I mean, they call trading in general like the educators in sales, like used car salesmen out there. So like used cars salesmen always had a bad name. So Carfax helps you go to used car salesman in the corner of some small town, Gretna, Nebraska, where I was from, where it was Dove Auto. Make sure that Jimmy there that has 13 pickup trucks in the front, selling good stuff.
Yeah.
Telling you the truth.
Michael, when Top Step first came on the scene, what were some of the reservations from our traders in the early days, as opposed to what is Top Step?
The program.
What did you see? The program.
Yeah, if you're gonna have me trade on a simulator, I'm like, you're a scam. What? No. And you had to that was the first 4 years from 2010 to 2014 was getting people comfortable with understanding, getting people understanding that there needed to be a safer way to enter the live markets than to just trade the live markets. You go to the live markets with capital and no experience, you end up with a bit more experience, but a lot less capital. So we wanted to flip that switch. So getting people's head around that they had to prove it. And then also getting people's head around, and guess what? That 95% of active traders that you hear failure rate, pretty accurate. I didn't know that until I dropped my jacket off at a clearing firm, and I'd always walk into their risk office, and they'd have a risk board, huge risk board. I see it everybody, and I see all the red up there. I'm like, you guys can see everybody? Like, oh yeah, we can see everybody. It's a broker. It was a clearing firm. They can see everybody. They should. I mean, that's the whole point. You guys are with brokers. Somebody's watching you. We're watching you. Everybody's watching you because you're managing risk. And CME watches in the clearing firm. So that's kind of thing. So you kind of find out. I'm like, man, everybody's down today. Like, oh yeah. Like then they start to tell me like, then I started free to get evaluated at Patak Trading Partners, and everybody started bombing. I had Ivy Leaguers from Yale, from Brown, from whatever, you name them, and then Iowa State, and then the University of Nebraska, 2 colleges that I knew, and the University of Chicago, Northwest. I had all these ones .edus signing up because we were like, my whole thing was like, I'm gonna find the Michael Jordan trading. All right, I'm gonna find him. And then I posted, show us you could trade, and we'll back you on college, these colleges career site, free, no charge. And then we started getting like 30 resumes a day, and it was just like, hey, I'm going to show you I can trade. And that's kind of where you find out where it feels easy, everybody be doing it, but it's difficult, but it's doable. That's why we share like all these stories of folks that are doing well. It's doable. How doable do you want it to be? Will lower your expectations, and you might get to that doable on your own. But it's a tough industry.
Back in those early days, we talked to just about everybody that came into the program. Anybody that was live, I talked to them once a week at least on the phone, just to kind of review their trading. You find out what they're having difficulties with, all that stuff. So, yeah. I mean, we talked to thousands and thousands and thousands of traders.
Uh-huh. Yes, we've been around, we started the industry, so it's 15 years we've been doing this. So we do get demonized or hit, punched on and all that kind of stuff. Like they're this and that. They're like the bad guy. They're like evil empire. No, I mean, like you can hear our voices every day and how we care about our traders. But you guys make money off failure. Failure exists. We just give you a safer place. And it's a lot less money, $49 a month. And guess what? Licensing fees, data fees, people that answer the phones, people that respond, people that are watching. Those are all, and the people on here, we all have salaries. So yes, there's going to be a charge. It's
we definitely had to take a punch at the beginning.
Yeah,
a lot of people, a lot of doubters out there.
Yeah, and natural. That's natural. I mean, it's real. Tell me the prop space. Jack and myself would get into. You have to go interview brick and mortar, recruited, things like that. You see the desks, you see the layouts, you see the Bloomberg, things like that. I get it. So I get it.
Mm-hmm. Had to take a test.
Yeah, had to take multiple tests.
Yeah. Well, we're hanging out around 60-10 and ES still. You want to hit some quick news stories?
Would love to. Absolutely love to.
Let's do it. This is kind of how I feel going into this weekend when the futures opened green this morning. You can't keep this down. As they say, we need to add the riots to this too. Nothing's keeping this market down. Just remember that. Don't make me tap the monthly chart in the S&P 500. Next, this is a really interesting chart right here. The total value of U.S. Treasury bonds as a percent of the market value of stocks is at its lowest level since the 1960s.
What was happening?
So the total Treasury market is only 70% of the market cap of all of the stocks. What was happening in the 60s? Well,
okay.
Yeah. Basically, you can see, for instance, in 2000, that's a bubble in equities that forced the prices of stocks way higher, and that's where that comes from. Now what we're seeing is a decrease in the value of bonds paired with some pretty high equities as well. So hopefully we don't double bottom right here.
What is this? What's your guys' take on this?
Here we go.
I mean, you share this information. It's good information. It's down in this since 1960s. I always think like, okay, what was happening in the 60s or whatever time period they say. And I don't know. What's your takeaway in chat too? What's your takeaway when you see the market value of Treasury bonds as a percent of the market value of stocks has fallen to its lowest levels?
Well, yeah, what does that say to you, Jack? Yeah, what does it say to you, Jack?
I think what it says to me is that one of them will probably adjust. It's just whether you want to take the long bond trade or short stocks or something like that. But you can see what's happening here in a macro sense. As I said, the 2000 lows a stock bubble, but then the 2010, that's ZERP, bonds getting bid to under 1% or whatever. it's an interesting trend. We haven't been lower than here.
Interesting.
Are you going to segue this one within strategy, also known as MicroStrategies, strategy of how they're taking. Well, we can get into their strategy at some
Selling
point.
more
But it
stock
is-
to buy
it is-
Bitcoin.
Yes, but it's like taking it's like the reverse of the bond market, but kind of deal. I don't know. It's a very interesting topic when it comes to their strategy versus the bond market, the returns that you get on in that market for investors.
I'm chilling in bonds, man. I'm chilling in bonds.
Well, ideally, the thing is, if bond yields go high enough, you see how this self-corrects itself. Like, say you could get a 10-year with an 8% return, that becomes pretty attractive compared to stocks at all-time highs, right? I don't think we have.
Yes, but we're trying to get our yields down right now, right? We're trying to get it down with interest rate cut. With the yields go up on bond yields, that then means we got to refinance our debt, which is bananas, $1 trillion a year. Trillion seconds is 30,000 BC. Do you guys know that?
Come on, wait. Oh yeah.
Yep.
Well, we got just the person. We got that's JD's favorite stat. It's absolutely. It's
I don't
money.
think we have this.
A million seconds is like last week or something like that.
Yeah. When
11 days.
We don't think that.
So my thought is, this is why we're watching the bonds every day. My thought is the bond market may be the only thing that can force some actual changes. I don't think we have the stomach as a country to have a 10-year rate that's much higher than it is now. Like if we get the 6% or something, 7%, I think you're going to see very concrete steps to fix that problem. And this chart will correct, because it would probably involve, stocks way underperforming bonds.
But if we as an economy have this huge debt that we have, and we're paying for it every time we refinance our debt, if the rates are higher, because that's actually makes our dollar worth. That makes our dollar worth less.
Yep.
I don't. This is where it gets like
weaker dollar. Gold goes higher. Yeah, it's
and then MicroStrategy is all about like that doesn't work in Bitcoin. So I'm going to do this. So MicroStrategy is stock. Whole strategy is now company's called Strategy. It's about buying, when we do this common A or whatever they're doing type of stock, it gets this type of return. I don't know. That's
well, really
quick. I'm trying to keep up with it, but I just flipped over to a new website and bought a dog over the weekend. So.
I saw you, man. I was talking to you. We were talking about some stuff, and he sends me a picture of the dog. I go, all right, right on. He's doing all right. Okay, good.
I have a question for you, Jack, regarding this.
Yeah.
When you're ready.
Yeah.
So
I'm ready.
We just seen the market correct 26%, right? And it happened so freaking fast. These corrections in this market with this type of level of technology and the world being so connected, where everyone could throw money into these markets that have a mobile device, basically. Do you think that this chart would just be so outdated because of technology and how fast these things move?
I think that if you wanted to say that this is like the end of this chart, I think two things you could point to is the rapid expansion of passive investments by everybody via index funds. There's just always money pouring in. And then also the belief by pretty much everybody that there are both a Fed put and an executive branch put in the markets, right? You feel very comfortable being long stocks because I'm not saying this is right or it could be wrong, but like we're not going to see something like 2008 again where it lost more than 50% because they're going to step in sooner and just print our way out of it.
But then you're still looking at that again. The interest rate chart is like it's a melt up. It's not up and to the right. It's melting up when you're looking at how much our interest keeps going up. And I know, Dre, you've always said it doesn't matter. Whoever has bigger bullet, bigger guns,
doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I
don't know.
Doesn't. Tell me a better alternative.
Well, really,
show me a better alternative.
Really quick.
More I travel around. I mean,
tell me where the greenback isn't accepted. I mean, it's just the truth. It's there's not a better alternative. So until there is,
We've been sleeping on a huge story next. I found a tweet. We weren't listening to the Baker Hughes. The oil count rig dropped to the lowest since 2021.
uh-oh.
Interesting.
Got to start watching the Baker Hughes, our favorite Friday number.
Yes, it is.
I don't have too many thoughts on this. I'm not an oil trader, but just to see
Oh.
Baker Hughes mentioned in the wild was touching to me. And then lastly, just a fun story in case we want to do this for a Top Step event. You can hire mascots from college football teams. Right here, you can get the Oregon Duck at your wedding for an hour for $1,500.
$1,500 for that thing?
They charge more for weddings
At
for
your
everything.
wedding?
Look at it. It's $500 for standard. Once you say wedding, they charge you more, even for the Oregon Duck. That's all I got for now, guys.
We gotta get the Oregon. Let's get the Oregon Duck. Come on.
Maybe the Oregon Duck.
Get him on Top Step TV. He
Can't
doesn't
talk,
have to
Michael.
say anything.
They're not allowed to talk.
know.
Yeah.
It's just like just have him in the corner. He's just gonna stay in a picture. He doesn't say anything.
That'd be wild.
We're just saying
Maybe
we'll have him
Have to do a backflip every time
down.
you win a trade.
Not
100% we
yes,
got it.
no.
We'll get the Duck for the
let's get-
meetup. The trader
Hey, how's
meetup.
the count?
Yeah.
We're gonna get long. Hey, what's his name? What's the Oregon Duck's name?
They'll know it in chat. I
Wacky?
think we should get gritty for the Philadelphia Fed number every month.
That
Just
thing's
get
weird.
gritty in here with the team, launching
thing's-
trades
yeah.
for the Philly Fed.
Yeah, maybe we'll get the
yeah,
$500
yeah.
for 30 minutes. Let's all be entertained.
Yep.
We need a mascot.
Let's open it up. Let's get the
Watch
lady
that
that throws the bowls on her head on the unicycle. Let's do it.
Right?
Uh-huh. Yes. Well, maybe we'll get that Duck. Pin to the top and chat one more time. RSVP to the Chicago Trader Meetup next
Yeah, go
June
to that.
18th, 7 to 9 p.m. Woody's in Old Town. Let's get that. And maybe the Oregon Duck will be at the Top Step Meetup. That'd be wild.
Oh, you can
But
get
yes.
him? Yeah, I keep thinking he's out of shit. Where is what's the town? What's the town?
Eugene?
Oregon.
Eugene.
Eugene. But I bet you there's Oregon Ducks all over.
University of
Gotta
Nike.
put the costume on.
Every furry convention.
Yep.
All
Oh
ducks.
man. Hey, 21 minutes till the Euro close. Take a look at some of these markets. Then we got some stats, baby stats. It's a Monday. We got to bring JD in. We'll also do that fun little stat. What the million, billion, trillion minutes or seconds is. All right,
Oh, you
21,867.
guys are gonna do that. Beat you, Ted?
867 last trade in
I didn't know
NASDAQ,
you-
6013 last trade in the ES. Crude is bounced all the way back, trading $65.11. Gold in a range, 33.44 last trade there. JD, come on in. Couple things for you. There you are. JD,
What's
the
up, guys?
stat?
Let's do it.
What's the stat? With the seconds.
First,
Tell me the
yeah,
stat.
before we get
Yeah, let's get right
before
to
we
it.
get started here, MP, we gotta prepare your guess. We'll take your guess as soon as I'm done with the stats. But what year was it? 1 trillion seconds ago. Let's put that 1 trillion number into perspective. Everybody in chat, take your guess too. What year was it? 1 trillion seconds ago. Think on that for a second while I go over some of the P&Ls from Friday. Here are Friday's top 5 live funded P&Ls. We've got Carlos up at the top, $28,000 trading the NASDAQ. Big shout out to Carlos. Nice trading, buddy. Hector also up there trading the ES, $12,104. We have an anonymous hamster, been around for a while. It's a local gold trader, $7,700 trading gold, $3,200 trading ES. Total profit, just about $11,000 for our anonymous trader. Ludovic, $4,000 trading gold in the NQ, $1,400 out of gold, $2,600 out of the NQ. Nice job, Ludovic. And Kleem, $3,900 trading the NASDAQ. Those are your top 5 live funded P&Ls from Friday.
Uh-oh.
We got a phone call. JD, you got your ringer
Who's
on?
that? Who's there?
He's got his ringer
It's not
on.
me. Hello?
Hey, what's up? How you doing, man? This is
Oh, hey,
Anonymous.
there he is.
Yeah, I
Our
see my
anonymous
name up there
hamster.
again.
What's
That's
up?
good stuff, man. Good to be here, JD, and I appreciate you putting my name up there as anonymous because, hey, I like to be secret. But you know what? Hey, while some traders are busy arguing with their indicators or refreshing Twitter for signals, I was out there stacking winning trades like pancakes, and I love pancakes. I had another masterclass kind of week. Let me tell you about it. Because when you trade gold and ES like a sniper, the market doesn't stand a chance. Now, Friday alone, 11,000 booked.
like it was routine. And yes, the Top Step Live performance bonus hit the account. Remember, this is because excellence always gets rewarded. And while others were guessing, hoping, or hesitating, I was executing. Right?
Can we turn the
When
lights
you
on?
put in the work and trust your edge, the market pays up. Gold, ES, discipline, patience, good management. These are 3 things I bring with me every day. And I hope to see my name every day. Thanks a lot, JD. I got to go. I got to look at these markets.
Wait a minute.
Opportunity knocks.
Wait a minute.
The mic kind of blended. Something happened there. Hold on. The mic.
Wait,
Way to go. Way to go.
Get that voice
wait,
over. Hold on.
Oh,
I don't care what anybody says. That wasn't Eddie. All right. Here
Not
are your
Eddie.
payouts. Top 5 live funded payouts from Friday. Here's some real life traders putting real money, lining their pockets with real money from the real markets going into the weekend. Edgar, $45,663. Joshua, 45 grand. Paulo, 13,000. Tree. Chang, 10,781. And Johnny D, $10,085. That is the start to a nice weekend right there.
yes, it is.
Hard-earned money right in your pocket. All right. Has everybody put their guesses together? I think Hogue introduced this question to us actually about a year and a half ago. So, guys, what year do you think it was 1 trillion seconds ago? You got a guess?
I already know.
1968.
I already know.
1968.
What? 1 trillion seconds? You said
All right,
1968?
1958. 1958. My bad. Yeah,
It's like
1958.
1 trillion seconds.
All right, 1858. 1858. Fine.
Dude,
1,800 years
I
off.
said it earlier.
Here's a hint. A billion seconds ago, it was 1982.
So yeah, 1858.
A trillion seconds
With
ago.
1858, a trillion seconds ago was
What was
roughly
it, JD?
29,000 BC. 1 trillion seconds ago. 31,000
close.
years is a trillion
Close,
seconds.
Dre.
I wasn't even close. Man, that's a long time ago. That's a trillion. Isn't that crazy? That's a
Yeah,
short
hold
one
on.
has
What's our debt? Because our debt puts us back before the
29
universe
See,
started?
25. That's
Before
how we
the
started
universe
talking
started?
about this.
Big
We were
Bang.
talking about our debt, yeah.
Yeah, before the Big Bang.
Yeah,
Is that true?
It's a
That would be
trillion
interesting
dollars.
to find
We're
out.
friends.
Do that
We're in
math.
debt. We're in debt that long. It's crazy.
You don't think
Oh,
that's a
second.
problem? I think it's a problem.
It is definitely a problem, Michael. I'm not disagreeing. It's insanely.
Short one,
What's the solution?
NASDAQ, 856.
Yeah, Dakota. What do you got?
Nice.
Yeah.
What price?
856. Short one,
856. All right, we got 15 minutes till the euro close. Last trade, 21,845. Dakota, what'd you see in this trade? You've been hawking a short for a while now. You got in. What did you see in what's your risk and what's your target?
So, yeah, let me go through this trade. This is a 5-minute chart. We ran the highs, had a 3-bar reversal, pushed back into the lows. You can see this is Friday's highs up here at these 860s. We came up, we tested it again, and then I was preempting this 3-bar reversal. So we got that 3-bar reversal again. My stop loss is just above it. And I'm looking for us to go test these 30s and then maybe come back down and retest settlement. I think there's a decent chance that if we do break these 30s, we could have another retest of settlement.
So what do you have for
Yeah,
settlement?
just, you're short also, aren't you, Jay?
I got stopped out on it. I pulled my stop in. Probably shouldn't have, but I got stopped out. But I do like this trade, Dakota. Looking for 820s and then 800s. I may get back into it with you.
820.
Yeah, if I was
800s?
in 2
Okay.
contracts, I'd look to close one off into these lower 40s for a 1-to-1, which basically there right now. But I'm not in 2 contracts. I'm in 1. So this is a all in, all out where I'm looking for this to return back to settlement. But we already hit the 1-to-1. We already got to 1-to-1. And yeah, if this was 2, I'd be closing out with 1 right now. This is the first target, these lows. And then the second target is going to be settlement.
Okay, very good. Hey, Michael, tip of the week. Tip of the week here. Optimize
sir.
your trading environment. Eliminate distractions during trading time. Use reliable hardware software setups. Ensure a comfortable workspace setup. I want to talk to you about eliminating distractions during trading time. Ensure a comfortable workspace setup. When you were just trader and trader only, how did you eliminate distractions? What'd you do?
I wasn't on my phone when I traded. That's key.
Music? Did you do music or anything?
Well, I was in the trading pit, so you did conversations. Like it's basically exactly what we're doing right now all day. These conversations, and then Dakota goes, "Oh, I'm short one," and then next thing you know it, Chris right next to me go, he'd be short and be like, "I got a position on. Hold on, let me," because you just kind of BS. So that's kind of that was not distraction. It was distracting you from wanting to trade. Which, if you're sitting there with nothing to do and watching the markets, you're going to find a reason to trade. But the distraction, don't be searching social and tab out. All your tabs should be only tabs that have to do with if you're on web based or whatever. Only things that you should have open are things that you're at work. It's like just being at work where you're going to have a bunch of betting account up, sports betting account up. You're searching your old girlfriend
Instagram.
on Facebook up account while you're at work. No, you have work stuff up. So have your work stuff up.
Did you find the pits distracting at all when you're BSing with people? Never. Always had one eye on the market, right? Always.
I found it more distracting listening to my desktop fan hum while I was alone in my office. Mm-hmm. Trading floor was the best way to stay in tune with the markets.
Why?
The best. Because everybody in there was hyper focused on that. And you're around them. And those conversations will only be, you're not talking to them about what they're doing in their lives, what direction they're going, and how they're, how's their weekend. You didn't care. Nobody talks like that on the trading floor. It was like, hey, the cash basket's doing this, and the basis is here, and then the futures is responding to that way. And don't forget to look at the, this is happening here. And then maybe there's technical talk, but there's a lot of like just understanding what is moving the markets, the market we trade. And that was the Dow. What is moving that market? Oh, we're responding a lot off of this or that. And then you're always just, those are the things that put you in the best driver's seat, is knowing that information. And then you have your cockpit, so to speak, right in front of you of instruments to guide you as well. And then to execute and to put up that positive day at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. They started calling them green days, red days. That was the internet started calling them green. I never heard that on the trading floor. I had a green day. Never.
Up, down?
This is up. I was up today. Yeah. I was down today.
When you heard noise coming on from another pit, you're trading Dow. Oh, say you saw Eurodollar pit or whatever pit taking off, going nuts over there. Did that mean anything to you, or would you just stay in your zone in the Dow pit? Did you care?
You look at that pit. You look at the pit, and then you look up at the boards and see the pit and what price it was quoting. And then if it had an F next to it, means it was fast market, so it's really moving. But sometimes there's just big orders that came in there. But it grabs your attention, and then you knew what the lean hogs were doing, the live cattle, or the NASDAQ, which is, all pits really I could hear. And then the 10-year, I could hear the 10-year.